Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive. Some of you are probably wondering, how are you reviewing this game? The beta just came out today. That's exactly why I'm reviewing this game. Because I don't need to play this game to review it. In fact, I will never play this game ever in my entire life, and I will tell you why shortly. Guilty Gear Strive is the first postmodern fighting game. Postmodern. What do I mean by that? This game has betrayed just about every expectation anyone could have had for it. Okay, they roped us in with that trailer, right? That trailer with the nice, pretty graphics and the cool song that everyone likes to make jokes about. Yeah, I mean, that was cool, right? And then, after the trailer, we got to see footage of the actual game. And we were all perplexed. The first thing we all thought was, how does a game with A+ graphics have a D- HUD? How is that possible? And I'm going to kind of give you a bit of a spoiler. It's on purpose, okay? It's on purpose. And it's not because they're trying to fix any problems. It's not because they're trying to reinvent the wheel. No. It goes beyond that. That HUD is there on purpose, okay? And remember, after all the initial backlash, they said, don't worry. It's only a placeholder. Notice, they did not say the HUD would get better. They did not say what they were replacing it with or what it was a placeholder for. They just said it was a placeholder. So fast forward to the other day when we start seeing pictures of the new HUD, and lo and behold, it's basically the same, except now there's a tramp stamp on top of the screen. So did they lie to us, or did they just not tell the whole truth? Did they betray our expectations, or did they set them low on purpose? So why am I never going to play Guilty Gear Strive in my life? I'll tell you why. Guilty Gear Strive, as being the first postmodern fighting game, it is the big shell incident to Exerd's Shadow Moses, which in and of itself was a rendition of what came before. Okay, now the big shell incident, right? Big shell incident. Basically, the whole thing was a lie, top to bottom, right? The whole thing was a big deception, and that's exactly what Guilty Gear Strive is. It's a deception. If you choose to ever play Guilty Gear Strive, if you press the X or circle button on that game and you start it up, from that moment on, you are Raiden. You are Raiden. You're the little sissy pants nobody likes, who asks a bunch of stupid ass questions, who doesn't know what to do with himself. And he goes, Colonel, what am I supposed to do here, Colonel? And Colonel, in this case, that's like the game, right? You know, Colonel's like, you must carry out your mission, Raiden. Carry out your mission, Raiden. And because you're Raiden, right, and you don't know any better, you don't even have like a brain or sentience, you're just like, okay, Colonel, got it. And then you meet Solid Snake. Okay, you meet Solid Snake. I'm Solid Snake, but other people are Solid Snake too. Okay, Solid Snake is really just like the group of people who will not play this game. And it's not necessarily because we think it's going to be good or bad, because good and bad, man, that shit's in the past, all right? It's 2020, the future's now. We're past that. Well, this is not about good or bad anymore. I mean, it's barely even about truth and lies, right? It's about figuring out your way through the web of truth and lies. And that's what Solid Snake tries to help Raiden with during the Big Shell incident. Okay, Raiden doesn't know how to be himself. Okay, Raiden doesn't know how to put on a pair of shoes. Okay, he doesn't know anything. All right, it's amazing he even knows how to get out of bed. And Snake has to tell him, like, hey, Raiden, look, like, you have potential, kid, but, like, you gotta be yourself. And Raiden's like, but I am being myself. And then Snake's like, no, not that. Not like that, okay? Just, you know, turn into the cyborg ninja, all right? Because that's you at your best, all right? So be all you can be, kiddo. And Raiden's like, well, okay, I'll try. And, you know, he tries and he fails, okay? And he keeps failing for the most part. And we'll just fast forward to the part where he gets tortured, right? Because Snake turns him in. But Snake did that for a reason. Okay, he was helping this kid. Snake gave him the rock bottom that he needed to hit to reach the next level. All right. The Colonel didn't do that. Okay, and the Colonel was actually mad when that happened. Okay, that's when he kind of went apeshit and started saying all that nonsense and stuff. The Colonel, Strive, okay, Guilty Gear Strive, the Colonel, he's not going to like when you fall flat on your ass. He's going to prevent you from doing it at any cost. Because he wants you to be Solid Snake. But as a Solid Snake, I'm telling you, the only way you could be a Solid Snake is if you're just a regular old person first. All right, you gotta you gotta do your original operation, right? You know, you gotta be the green faced, baby faced, know nothing, wet behind the ears, you gotta fail. Okay, you gotta fail. You have to fail to succeed. Okay, you have to fail to succeed. The Colonel doesn't want you to fail. The Colonel wants you to basically, like, imagine you're bowling, right? And this is your first time bowling. And there's actually rails on the side, little bumper rails, they're there to help you. But they're invisible and you don't know they're there. So you learn to bowl the wrong way. Okay, and then one day you go to a real bowling alley, where the men hang out, and there's no rails, okay, and then you go, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? And everyone's looking at you like, you only have bowled with bumper rails, haven't you? And you're like, no, I did all those missions in VR. And we're gonna look at you like you don't know what the hell you're talking about, because you don't, because you're still Raiden, okay? You're still Metal Gear Solid 2 pre-torture Raiden, okay? My point is, you have to get tortured. You have to get tortured. If you don't get tortured, you will never become the Cyborg Ninja. Okay? We all want to be the Cyborg Ninja. We all want to be Solid Snake. We all want to be the best we can be. But if you don't get tortured, it's never going to happen. Alright? It's never gonna happen. And at the end of the day, right, the big shell, it was just Shadow Moses, but weirder and shittier. It's just the same thing over and over, like Ouroboros, the snake that eats its own tail, eternal recurrence, everything that's happened has happened before and will happen again, right? Things are going to happen and they're not going to be good, but you will be better for them. And that is why I am not playing Guilty Gear Strive.